Hello, welcome back. In our last lecture, we have seen how we can automate the Travelocity website, and also we have included Travelocity website in our framework. This is a program that we have developed, and here we are reading the data from a Excel file for a particular combination of departure city and arrival city. We are finding from the Travelocity, and also we are finding from orbis.com, and then we are comparing which is the best deal out of these combinations. Right. So this is the method to automate the Travelocity website, and this is the method to automate the Orbis website. So if you look at the code for the two methods, they are pretty same. So essentially, we are creating a WebDriver object, and then also we are creating a WebDriver object here, and then we are finding an element which is from city, and also we are finding an element which is also in the departure city. The APIs are same, but the parameter to the APIs are different. All right. So here we are identifying by ID, and here we are identifying by name, and also here the string is different, and here the string is something different. Otherwise, most of the core functionality is same set of APIs, but with different parameters. So here is another problem, that we have another website called kayak.com, and kayak.com also going to give price if you put the data in kayak.com, and also here is another website called priceline.com. If you put the data properly, then it will going to give you the prices using priceline.com. Maybe there are n number of travel website where we can put data and get the output. So the question is, are you going to write a method for each of these travel site and then going to integrate to the framework like this, whatever we have done? May not be, because in that case it's not going to be very elegant solution. So how can we generalize the method so that we'll write only one method and we can pass different parameters for different website? Okay, so basically what is the difference between this function and this function is couple of parameters. Okay, so can we generalize these two methods to one method, and in that method by using parameters we can call Travelocity in one case, and another set of parameters we are going to find orbis.com. Okay, in another set of parameters we are going to find from priceline.com or from kayak.com, and so on. Okay, so that is the goal, to generalize this thing. So here are the steps that I do to automate. In case of Orbis, I open a browser, then I go to URL, and that URL is orbis.com. And then same thing, if I go on Travelocity, I open the browser. Let's say I open Firefox browser, and same thing here, I open the Firefox browser, and here go to URL is Travelocity. In Orbis I do these two steps extra. Okay, because whenever you go to orbis.com, by default it does not show you the flight search. Alright, so that is the reason why we have to do these two steps to go to the flight search form. But whereas in case of Travelocity, by default we go to the flight search. To automate these two steps, I need to find out how I will locate the radio button. Okay, so that means locator strategy. Okay, which string to use to locate that element. Okay, so in case of radio button, let's see how we are locating. So in case of radio button in Orbis, we are locating by XPath. Okay, so therefore this would be XPath, and there is a XPath string for that. Okay, then wait until the flight's input is available. For what we need to wait? We need to wait for visibility of this element. We locate by name. The locator strategy is name, and there is a string for that. Then enter from city. Right, to enter from city, first we need to locate the city. Right, so how to locate the city? You locate the city by using name, and this is a string. Alright, so essentially what I am doing here, for each of these steps I am keeping a track of the locator strategy and the string. In case of enter city, I am sending data, and that data is, what is the city name? Let's say the city name is SFO or San Francisco. Right. And one more thing is, if I am doing open browser, let's say that operation name is X. If the open browser operation name is X in case of Orbis, then also the open browser in case of Travelocity will be X. So what I'm essentially saying is that if I write down all the operations Okay, let's go to URL is y, so therefore go to URL is y also here. And in y, in the first case is going to take a parameter that is called orbis.com. In second case is going to take a parameter called travelocity.com. Okay, but same y will be called. Okay, so essentially what I'm saying, I'm calling these are functions. Okay, so recall we are trying to generalize. Okay, so instead of writing this function twice, okay, we will take whatever are different, okay, and we'll abstract those things out, and then we'll determine a function, and that function with the set of parameters we are going to send. These are the parameters. With the set of parameters we're going to send, then it's going to do almost the same thing for both the cases. Okay, so what I've done now, so this is the, once you fill those things up, so this is how it's going to look like. So this Excel sheet, let's call this Excel sheet at keyword.xls. Every operation, okay, what I'm doing, that has a keyword associated with that. Open browser means open underscore browser. It is going to take a parameter. So these three things are parameters. Open Firefox and go to URL, and the keyword for that is navigate underscore to, and then the parameter is orbis.com. In case of enter return date, the keyword is send keys, and these are the parameters that I'm going to send. Alright, so the difference between the send keys in this step and in this step is the parameters. And these parameters, if I give to send keys, then that is going to drive the Travelocity website. Using this parameter, if I run the send case, then that is going to drive the Orbis automation. Alright, so now, so let's come up with some kind of pseudocode here. So this is the keyword Excel file. So what we're going to do, we're going to read the keyword.xls to a two-dimensional array, and let's call that dimensional array as steps. Okay, so using the Excel read method that we have created before, we are going to read this thing to the dimensional array called steps. So that means the steps is pointing to this two-dimensional array. Okay, and this is the 0, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. All right, and this is 0, 1, 2, 3. Then inside a for loop, iterate steps. So each time you read a row, and then in that row look at what is the keyword saying, and the keyword saying is open browser. Then you go on an open browser with what parameter? With the parameter that is given in that row. If the keyword is navigate to, then you, whatever browser you have created, okay, that means you must have created a WebDriver object here. Okay, using that WebDriver object, navigate to that URL, and that URL orbis.com. Alright, and then if the keyword is click element, then using whatever the parameters given there, okay, go and then do the click element. Okay, similarly, once you are done with all the steps, if you follow this for loop, and once you've done all the steps, then you should have automated everything on orbis.com. Then you will read the travelocity.com, and this step says that open a new browser. Okay, and then that means you are going to create a new WebDriver object, and using that new WebDriver object, you are going to travelocity.com. Then you are going to automate the Travelocity website. So that means what we have done using this technique, one method or one function, that function is going to drive different things. If tomorrow what you need to do in this Excel sheet, you just put the kayak.com's steps 0, 1, 2, 3, and then what you just need to do, you need to give what is the keyword, okay, and then what is the parameter. So these parameters you have to put, and if you put this parameter, then this thing program is supposed to run. In the next lecture, we will see how to do that in program.